Good morning, Periscope. Good morning. It's your girl, Nakia Young. Hey, Tina. So you guys can guess where I am now. I am in the nursery. I'm going to turn the camera around. All right. Ooh, big sunshine glare in the back. All right. So I am in the nursery. Hey, Ann. I just finished feeding the little one here. So good morning. Yes, I said the little one. For those of you guys who, all right, hon. Thank you for popping in. Okay, let me let you peek at the baby really quick before you leave, Tina. So I was going to do this big reveal, but I want Tina to see before she leaves for work. Here he is, you guys. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, so after last week's Periscope, this happened. This happened. So we're going to be talking about this today. Yeah. He's all cute and adorable now. Y'all should have seen him before I fed him.
I'm taking the boy.
There's Dad. Oh, say bye, Periscope. All right.
Say bye, Periscope.
Thank you. All right, so off to the living room. Yeah, he was not that cute and adorable before I fed him. He was screaming his head off. So here we go.
He's juicy.
Yep, he has juicy cheeks. He's healthy. He's adorable. You got everything?
Yeah, just take him.
Yeah, we're going to bring his swing so we can put him down.
All right, talk to him.
Hey, Asia. I'm going to take the baby.
Take the boy.
I'm multitasking here, so you guys just kind of bear with me. Daddy's going to bring his swing so he can chill out while we talk to y'all. Now we are in the living room. Okay. Hi. Welcome. Yes, welcome. So we're going to talk to you guys about just our childbirth experience. I don't have the book. How could I not have the book out?
How could you not have the book?
How could I not have the book out?
Where's the book?
I think it's on my desk.
All right.
Look over there and see. So I don't know if you guys have heard of this book called Supernatural Childbirth. Hey, Gloria. Good morning. So it is by Jackie Mize and her husband, Terry Mize. It is an amazing book. Amazing. And it basically just walks you through. There's the book. Thanks for that, Rodney. There's the book. Oh, yeah, the replay will be up for 24 hours, Tina. So, yes, you guys please share this with your followers and share on Twitter as well. So then the link will be there and you can just go and click the link later and watch from the beginning, okay? It's kind of chilly in here. We may have to turn on the space heater. Chicago's weather is doing interesting things. Like the sun is out, but there's an interesting chill in here. So I'm going to have to grab the Prince a blanket. Anywho. So the book talks about how, different confessions to say and how to use your faith and believe God for a supernatural childbirth. It also talks about, it goes back to the curse and everything with Eve and Adam in the garden and all that, and how childbirth, like pain and labor, that was all a part of the curse. We were never supposed to experience that. As, we got Jesus, he redeemed us from the curse, he took everything on himself so that we don't have to. But it's up to us to believe for that and stand in faith for that. It's available to you, but you have to want it bad enough and believe God. So I will tell you this, because everybody's supernatural childbirth story is different. My husband is back there setting up a camera because this is a very important scope and we want to get backup footage of it so that we can share it on other places besides Periscope, because just 24 hours is not enough. So we'll probably do a separate video for YouTube later, and then we want to have this content. So yeah, babe, what do you want to tell them first? There's so much. First of all, let me just say how this happened. You guys were on Scope with me last week, a lot of you. And I was leaving to go to my regular Wednesday doctor's appointment. Nothing new there. So we get there. The doctor checks me out, like she does the last weeks. They check you every week just to see, are you dilating? Is anything changed? And like the last week and the week before that, there was like nothing. No change, no dilating, no baby hadn't dropped. It was just like, okay, there's nothing happening. And I was just like, great. I'm praying, God, thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Keep them coming. I'm just like, God, please don't let my baby be one of those babies that like just takes forever to come out.
That wasn't a problem.
That was not a problem.
It was due today.
Yeah, today was actually the due date that I was supposed to have my baby, but I had him last Wednesday instead. So she checks me, and you guys, for those of you who are mothers out there, I was 3 centimeters dilated and 50% effaced. And I had no idea. No idea. She was like, whoa. And I was like, what? She says, this baby is sitting really low. Like, he's sitting really low in your pelvis. Like, she's like, you don't feel that? I was like, no. She was like, well, he's sitting really low. In fact, he's sitting so low. I'm going to send you over to the hospital. Like, her office is down the street from the hospital. She's like, I'm going to send you over to the hospital to make sure that there's enough amniotic fluid around him. Because I can't tell that from this exam, and I need them to take a look and just make sure everything is okay because he's sitting really low and you're already 3 centimeters dilated. So I said, okay. I go to the hospital, Rodney's with me, and I will let him take over from there. He's trying to make it so I don't have to hold the phone. Thank you. Let me go put him in the swing. Let me put baby in the swing.
So yeah, she was, so you were already dilated when we went to the office.
Yeah, just 3 centimeters.
Yeah.
You have to get to 10 before you deliver, but 3 centimeters is definitely the early stages.
So she was in labor and didn't know it. She was probably in labor on the Scope last week.
The early stages.
Yeah, early stages. It wasn't active labor where the contractions, you feel them, but everything was just, it was just there. So that was pretty cool. Well, good morning, my sister. How are you, Conchita? So yeah, it was pretty interesting, right? You were, and we got the news and we're just like, really? Okay.
Okay.
So
yeah. That looks dark. I'm sorry if I look dark. Who is it? Oh, it's Gloria. Hey, Gloria.
Okay. Right. Hey, Gloria.
So then they were kind of the tech was kind of looking and like, And I'm like, what does that mean? And he said, how far along are you? And I said, I'm 39 weeks. I'm due next week. And he goes, okay. He said, your baby is really small for how far along you are. He looks like he's about roughly 5 pounds and 10 ounces. And I was like, okay, what's normal size for, this period? He was like, he should be like between 6 and 7 pounds. At least. And so he said, you know what? I'm going to go give Dr. Doran a call and see what she wants to do. So then he leaves the room and we're just like, okay, right. Waiting for him to come back. Thank you for inviting your followers. So he comes back and basically my doctor told him to send us straight to labor and delivery. And we were like, whoa, why?
Wait a minute.
Time out.
Right.
What? Like, why? And they were like, well, he's really small and he could just be a small baby. And there could be, nothing at all to it.
I'm bringing it down a level.
Yeah. And pull it up because
I can see it's a little better.
We have no light. Excuse our camera adjusting. It's a little better. So, yeah, I said, it could just be that. There could be nothing to that. Or there could be a reason why he's measuring small. Like there could be like a placenta issue or something that's causing him to not grow. All right, hon. See you later, Gloria. And so we were like, okay. And they said it's better to err on the side of caution. And, he's full term and just induce you and go ahead and get him out. Because, that way if the baby goes into distress or something, if there is something wrong, bless you. You won't, if you're at home, we won't be able to tell that. So they're just like, just go ahead and head over to labor and delivery. And, and then they just kind of were like, well, we'll meet you over there. And I was like, can you all give us a minute?
I said that actually.
Yeah. Well, we both were just like,
Well, they were trying to rush us over. They were like, okay, just go over to labor and delivery, blah, blah, blah. Everything was moving fast.
Right.
And
that was a big decision to be rushed into.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, just give us a second, let's talk. We sat and talked about it. And I think the big one thing is we weren't 100% understanding. Like it seemed like
it wasn't sinking in.
It seemed like it wasn't a straight answer. I wanted a straight answer. Like, okay, well, what is the risk right now? And it almost seemed like the tech was contradicting himself. It seemed like he said, well, this baby's gonna be fine. Like he kept saying that. Remember, he was like,
he looks healthy.
you're gonna go home with this baby. It's no problem. He's not gonna have to be in NICU or anything. But we need to, induce because we don't know if there's an issue. So
so we were like,
I'm like, okay. You're contradicting yourself. Like,
like you saying he looks healthy and he looks fine.
And so it was,
but we just want to take him out right now.
Right. So it was confusing to us. We're thinking, well, then we can just go home. I mean, why, and just let it happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Now, this is anybody who's gone through childbirth knows why we're vacillating between this decision, even though I hadn't gone through it yet. From everything I had heard, nobody wants to be induced. Just nobody wants to be induced into labor unless they absolutely have to. Can I get any witnesses out there?
I got one heart on that.
So yes, like ever. And for those of you who don't know, yes, for those of you who don't know what being induced means, nobody ever, right? It's just not a picnic. So basically, what they do is, yes. They basically give you Pitocin or a drug to start the contractions. The reason you don't want this, you want your body to just do it on its own, is because they're going to give you this medicine and it makes the contractions start harder, faster, and more painful, right? So it just ups the crazy factor. Like there's enough to worry about.
It's supposed to be longer too.
Yeah,
right?
and it makes it longer, right?
Yeah,
and
so it's
I've
longer
been
and harder.
standing
like,
on
who wants it to be harder and longer?
I'm like, no, because I've been reading Supernatural Childbirth, and no, I don't want to be induced.
Right,
Yes, like that's not the plan. So yeah, I had my little freak out. The doctor did come over. I was getting ready to, hey, Ryan.
What's going on,
I was
Ryan?
getting ready to call her and talk to her because we still were just like, do we really have to do this? Or can we just go home? And she came over and she talked to us because the tech left. He left and she came over and we were just like, okay, so, hey, Ryan. So, powerful man of God, you. So
social media guy right there.
Yes. He could probably tell us about 50 things we're doing wrong.
Right.
But yeah. So we just were kind of like, can you explain it to us again? And she said, essentially we're newbies at this.
Wait till after this go, bro.
Right. Like, I know the lighting is terrible and everything. We're all sleep deprived. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So we'll make a better video later. So she re-explained it to us and she said, you know what, you can do whatever you want. Like the decision is totally up to you. But basically, we were just like, just give it to us straight. Like, what are the risks?
Right.
Like, just, And she's like, really, it could be nothing at all. Like, you could go home and you could wait a week or wait for your body to do it naturally. And there could be just nothing wrong with your baby and everything fine. Or, I've seen, and I'm only telling you this because I've seen it happen both ways. I've had people come and say, no, I'm going to wait, and they go into labor later, and it's fine. I've also had people say, no, I'm going to wait, and they come back days later, and we're checking, and we can't find a heartbeat, and their baby is dead.
Yeah.
So